But we'll see what happens. On a castle start, we've got 5 build plots, so we could build a few more things specifically to decrease the cost of our early stuff. Hey Neil Laurie, how you doing? You came in just in time, we just started. I'm still a bit under the weather, but we'll get there. Alright, game begins. Playing as Lothlorien.
We must protect the woods. Elves, over here. Hurry, elves of
And
the
straight away, want to be getting Malon trees.
We found a spider's nest. Ready, elves.
Okay, start fighting those spiders. Going to... This map doesn't have very good Malon tree placement, so I think going the aggressive side is going to be more advantageous.
The enemy is at hand. They are no match. Meet them with elven blade.
That just gives them
Weapons
speed,
ready,
but
elves.
oh well.
Keep your wits
Malon
sharp.
tree,
Go to
and
the trees.
we're going to build... Start with... Sanctuary for 650, and 2 border guard houses for our basic border watchmen.
The building is now finished.
Yeah, still a bit unfortunately under the weather, but we are getting better, which is the good thing. Is the main thing, we are getting better. I want to build this Malon tree before reassuming our charge. I'm just going to double check that our sound is... Yeah, our sound's pretty high. Just a bit nasally, unfortunately. Oh, we're against elves again? Oh, come on. You know, I'm not going to do another Elven Civil War. Different random. Ugh. Going to start that over again because I don't want to have to fight Lothlorien again after doing a Lothlorien battle where I fought Lothlorien. So, new start. What are we up against now?
Watch for the enemy. We must protect the
Okay, so playing as Lothlorien, hoping not to playing as Lothlorien again. Trying to think. Refuge of the Woods is only really good on a map where you're going to be defending a settlement on a choke point, because that gives your Malon tree a lot of potential. Okay, the Malon tree is building, so that's good. Build 2 border guard houses, another Malon tree, and then save up to build a sanctuary. The game could be a bit louder. Okay, I will just adjust that quickly. There we go. It's now a tad louder. Not sure if that tad bit louder was enough, but we shall see.
We must protect the woods.
Pardon me, it was stuck in the Malon tree there. Don't want that to happen. They're going to get the sanctuary. With Lothlorien bases, you do have a very rough start, because obviously anyone can enter and destroy your base, but at the same time every building is protected by your sentinels.
Weapons ready, elves.
So you want your buildings to be as high level as possible inside your capital, because then you are safe. If you fight against a faction that has a lot of siege equipment, you kind of want to... Well, sorry, no, that is known to spam a lot of siege equipment. You want to kind of go against that rule of just sitting in your base. You want to be pushing out more. But again, that's only when you're actually fighting a faction that is known to be overly aggressive with siege units, which currently I don't know what we're up against, because no one has come to attack us, and I need a forge to upgrade my buildings. I built the wrong building. Ouch. Which, to be fair, isn't the end of the world. Get a few archers.
Weapons ready, elves.
We're still killing those spiders. Just make sure. Spiders are probably the tankiest starting enemies, but also the weakest. They're actually really easy to kill now, because their damage has been reduced to next to nothing. Or these Lothlorien elves have been given more health. I don't know. It's one of the two. Either way, it's causing lag. I'm going to stand back out of it. Now, I want to build a forge. The enemy still has not appeared. That is troublesome. Because when an AI doesn't turn up, that means they're doing mischief. And when they're doing mischief, that's a problem.
Fighting has begun. Lorien archers, ready for battle.
Yeah, Dwarves and Mordor, I say, are the...
We must protect the
aren't
woods.
actually two of the factions that spam siege a lot. Dwarves do it from time to time, but I say the faction that does that siege spamming the most is Rohan. Rohan is most known for siege spamming. And it is a threat. Another spider's nest. And we're up against Imladris. Okay, so we have 0 worries about enemy siege. What we need to worry about is going against the... Okay, I don't actually know how to deal with this. Lothlorien is a big problem. Imladris is a big problem. Going to get Veil of Storm. Veil of Mist even.
Weapons ready, elves.
Whatever it's called.
With haste. We offer bows from Lorien. This is the way.
I think the best way to deal with Imladris is just to go as elite as possible. Because otherwise we will just fall behind. We need to go full Galafrim.
Must protect the woods.
I also need to know what they're going to be going at with, because if I go with something that's different to what they have, then we have a better chance.
They're invading. Let them not rest. Ready, elves. We must protect the woods. The fighting has begun.
Yeah, please kill those spellcasters. They actually do a lot of damage. But yeah, as soon as the soldiers of Imladris enter our base, they are dead. Unfortunately, our units are not elites. They are not going to do well against these guys. Get the settlers' tools. But yeah, our units are nowhere near as good as the Elves of Imladris.
We must protect the woods.
Well, it's technically an Elf Civil War, but it's a different type of Elf Civil War, so I'm happy. I have honestly not fought Imladris since coming back to Edain. I've played as Imladris a lot, I've enjoyed playing Imladris, but I've never played against Imladris. I don't know what heroes they go for to begin with, I don't know their strategies, I just don't know. Unfortunately, I do not know what is best to do against them. And I think getting advanced stuff as quickly as possible is the way to go. Not Galafrim, just upgrades. Upgrade my archers. Potentially get spearmen if they do have the cavalry building, which, again, I don't know if they could go for that. So I'm going to keep minimalist. I'm going to focus on getting all my upgrades before I actually build a strong force. Arrow Storm is probably going to be necessary, because we need to be dealing as much damage as possible, and the Storm Queen, I think, is also going to be necessary. Get one more unit of archers. Once that's built up, build that up straight up. Waste no time.
Stay focused, elves. There,
Archers focus on their infantry. I think Beornings are good against them. It might be worth getting a Beorning homestead. Well, what I mainly need is single target damage, which my archers are doing pretty good with, so maybe not. Oh, they just annihilated my unit over there. Move out the way. Jesus Christ, this... What is with these lag spikes? Is it this map? Run away, they do AoE damage.
They won't see us. Keep your wits sharp. Elves, over here. Our homes must be defended.
Run them into the base. If nothing else, run them into the base, get rid of that lair.
Weapons ready, elves. Keep your wits sharp.
Run them into the base, get myself banner carriers, which I'll get after an eternity. Get this money.
There! Attack! Watch for the enemy.
Just keep running around. These elves will just slowly die.
Your wits sharp. Like the wind.
Yeah, this is a match I am not fully prepared for. Beornings would be a good thing to go with, but I need to put them in a place where they won't, where the building won't get destroyed. So I'm going to build it down here. Get rid of the man on tree here. I'm giving up a bit of economy because I'm going to be making a lot more in value with Beornings. But for now, I'm going to build it as a resource building. I need to know what once they get their heroes, what they're going with. If it's like Arwen, then that's easy. Just run her into the base and she'll die. But if it's someone like Glorfindel, then I need to be afraid. Because Glorfindel does not mess about. Get combat train. In fact, no. Get, oh, I don't know. Can't go down here because there's a dragon. I could take this outpost. But then again, I don't know if they're going to build siege. And that's a lot of money I need to invest and potentially lose to make that worth it. Okay, they're getting spearmen. That is their worst unit to go as with against Lothlorien, because we have no true cavalry. Oh, but when they spam, oh no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Get me a Guardflet. And then run my army into the other side of the base. What is causing all this lag? Is it the speed particles from my elves? That Terramancer needs to go down first. The wizards need to go. They do. At least that Terramancer does, because he does massive damage to buildings.
Hurry, Elves of the Wood, drive back these foul creatures.
And has killed half a unit of Lothlorien archers. Although to be fair, he is like 500 command points, resources even. But we're making good money. I'm just not getting any heroes yet, because I want Celeborn. And to get Celeborn, I need to get a different thing. Get banner carriers on everyone. Lothlorien elves with banner carriers are almost as important as Imladris elves with banner carriers. These got Kurdan. Okay. Okay. Kurdan is not a problem. What is a problem is that Lanterns of Lothlorien probably won't do anything against these guys. They've got the twins as well. Okay, I need Celeborn now. Border Guard House, you're going down for a Galafrian Quarters. That's the only way I can get Celeborn. Oh, God.
We bring swords from Lorien. Watch for the enemy. There, another.
If the AIs is going to bring their elites, their heroes, and they've got Arwen, okay, Arwen's just going to run in and die. That is inevitable. Stay still. Build me a Galafrian Quarter so I can get Celeborn. All those heroes are just going to fuel Celeborn's hatred and power, and he can actually kill everyone there. If I had a heal, it'd be more perfect, because then he'd probably never not lose. But yeah, Arwen, you are not the kind of hero that should be going in alone, girl. You should have at least asked your brothers and your no-relation elf friend to deal something with you. Because, yeah, you're just dead now. Yeah, I have no real way of seeing what the enemy has, other than getting Rumen and Orifin and running them in to die. Which I don't really want to do. But at least Imladris isn't glitched like they used to be. Because, yeah, Imladris used to be that they would do nothing for the entirety of the game. They'd just sit in their settlement, send their first unit out, and then do nothing. So it's fun to see them actually doing stuff. And we are slowly killing Kurdan, so I'm happy with that too. But yeah, Celeborn feels like the correct hero to go for to start with. Galafrim are just too expensive in every regard. So I'm going to get Celeborn first.
Watch for the enemy.
Actually, oh my archer, stand on here. They're attacking a Malorn tree. With light.
Fell the evil creatures.
Yep, let's run Kurdan in. He doesn't do AoE damage, so him just running in isn't a problem. Run him in, let him die. He just used his ring, so now he's doing nothing with his buff.
Evil is upon us.
Ah, that's lag. What is the cause of it? Is the AI doing something behind my back I don't know about?
Stay focused, Elves.
Anyway, Kurdan's slowly dying. Move my elf warriors out of the combat because don't want them fueling him. Kurdan, you just want him to die. Don't fuel him. And yeah, we should have extra range while up here. They shouldn't be moving up or down. Okay, Celeborn's here. We can just watch Celeborn kill these fools. There's one here nearby. Watch that damage. Oh, you thought you could escape? No, I know you're the real ones. You can't escape me. And they're dead. For I much desire to speak with him. I can no longer see him from afar. Haldir is a good next step, but firstly we need to expand the storehouses. Get me silver thorn arrows, and then we can have a fun time. How far can this Lawmaster shoot? Where is he? Is he down here? Oh, he's right. He's right next to my Malorn train. I didn't see him. Yeah, that Lawmaster right there is the hero killer. Watch out for them when you're housing weak heroes. Okay, so Enlarge is actually a pretty easy AI to beat. You just gotta cut them apart one by one. I'm actually gonna build a Mirkwood base. That's right. Oh wait, I can't. They've already built it up there. They built a tower. That's the first time I've seen an AI build a tower on a build plot. That is hilarious to me. Yeah, I know I haven't built Lawmasters and you're thinking, oh, these Lawmasters are amazing. Yes, they are. When the AI control them. When they're going against a player, yes, they're amazing. When the player uses them, they don't do quite as well. Oh, look, it's Halbarad. Kill him. Don't let him live. Don't let him escape. I can't stop him, but don't let him escape. I'm not Enlarger, so I can't breeze or manway him, but don't let him escape.
The enemy is near.
Every league you travel south, the danger will increase. Nor will you find safety in the west and the back.
Okay, I'm gonna... No, it's too early for Galadriel. I don't have her power.
It's the enemy base.
Get Silver Thorns. And then we're going to build up here a Mirkwood base. If Enlarges isn't going to be building any siege equipment, then we can build the Mirkwood base unhindered. The Lothlorien base is actually worse in a scenario where you're going to just fight an enemy who spams siege.
The enemy is close.
In this scenario, fighting with Mirkwood is actually better. Not by much, granted, not by much, but you want the elites. And yeah, I need a Vault of the King so I can get both of my heroes from here. Then I think the rest we're just going to build wine cellars. Oh look, it's Halbrand again. Move fast and kill him.
We must protect the woods. Let them not rest.
Yeah, I like Elven Wood. I'm going to get Elven Wood. I know oh! Damn it. Look at that siege.
Ready, buildings are near.
Tell me, where is Gandalf? For I much
We have
desire
not
to
had
speak.
dealings with
Oh, go on, Haldir. Kill Arwen.
dark days.
Did you know she was originally going to be going to Helm's Deep instead of you, Haldir?
Our homes are in peril.
You're not losing to Arwen, Haldir. Come on.
We have not had dealings with the dwarves.
Come on, look at your attack speed. You should be killing her already. There we go. Okay, so they do have a siege works, they do have siege equipment, but it's only ranged siege equipment. Battering rams are a problem for Lothlorien because Lothlorien struggles with melee infantry. That's why light magic...
We have not had dealings with the dwarves.
Is he right in its face again? Yes, so...
I bring word. Yet nine there were.
You need forge blades and stuff, so I'm going to actually build a troop chamber. But yeah, the wine cellar, its purpose is actually to be the well. So yeah, Lothlorien's only true well is on a an outpost. Well, except for the fact you actually get a well as well. Nambarad. That's fine.
Tell me, where is Gandalf?
Yeah, look at Celeborn. Celeborn is the elite stomper. Without a doubt, he is the elite stomper.
Yet nine there were.
I'm probably going to want an Entmoot to get rid of that outpost down there. It's 2 towers. Wow, that is just meant for Lawmasters. Okay. Mirkwood Pikemen don't need, they're not making pikes. I think...
We're finished with this structure.
just getting Legolas and Thranduil is the only thing I want from this base. I think that's literally all I want from here.
We can see the enemy. It's the enemy base.
Gonna get some extra range so I can see everything the enemy is doing. This one can just get a spy guard post. This one as well, we can get a spy guard post so we can see everything the enemy is up to.
8 that are here, yet 9 there were.
From
down
Rivendell.
from
Oh. My entire army just went flying. Let's get Legolas. We all love Legolas, right? This game, unlike last time I played Lothlorien, I'm going to try and show off everything Lothlorien has to offer. Because there is quite a bit. There is quite a bit. Because half your faction is technically behind a Mirkwood base, you can't really show off too much. But another troop chamber. Which Malon tree? Oh, that Malon tree. Okay, stop them. You guys, because you're low, go and get some healing. How much are silver forms? 700! Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. 9 there were from Rivendell. Oh no, there's goblins. Run! Run away! Run away! I can't run away, they're dead. Legolas, what does he do? He can switch between, he can get his knives out for a bit like he normally does. He can use his Hawk Strike like he normally does. He gets vision, which is pretty redundant when you have a faction that can quickly run down enemies with extra vision because, you know, Malon trees give extra vision if you choose to give them extra vision. Get that combat training now, and a pantry.
Be ready.
Yeah, Mirkwood's infantry is technically better, even though technically
We come from Mirkwood.
they're not really that much better. You can just give them this extra armor and remove damage stance to give your front line a bit of a protect your back line and have a stronger front line, which is good. Let's get Thranduil now, because Thranduil is actually a bit of a weird case for a hero. He has a lot of support abilities, and yeah, he's overall a strength, defense, and support units. He's pretty much what he should have been in the movie,
Weapons ready, Elves.
but instead he was a bit of a badass. The only endgame unit you have is a limited free time unit, the guards, Palace Guards of Mirkwood. This is why I don't build Mirkwood anymore, because Palace Guards have been reduced to, you can only make 3 of them, and they're reduced in size by a considerable amount. They're not what they used to be.
Clean air.
We have not had dealings with the dwarves.
Yeah,
Just to you beyond measure.
the one good thing about Lothlorien is you get
Open your eyes.
better infantry, cavalry, and heroes. That's all. Those are the good things you get for Lothlorien from Mirkwood. Other than that, full Lothlorien is better than full Mirkwood because Galafrim are just the overall. They're your only elite unit you can spam. And in fact, get rid of another border guard host, build another Galafrim quarter so I can get Galafrim cheaper. Because yeah, the Arkenstone. Since we're getting Galadriel, we're going to go for Queen of Twilight. No, we're going to get Refuge in the Woods because we now have a Malon tree which we are using to hold the line, and that is a well for us now. Even though just moving back a little bit more, we have another well.
Why do you mean?
So what does Thranduil do? Gives nearby units armor, and then when activated gives them damage for 30 seconds. Similar to what Círdan does, except it's a permanent damage buff and it doesn't get removed, but it's that permanent armor buff even. So he is actually really good at keeping your front line alive. He's himself a super tanky with the Arcane Shield. The shield would be depleted after 10 hits and then automatically regenerates after 60 seconds. So basically he takes less damage from everything. If you want to know what that does. Then he can mount and dismount on his elk, so he's your only aggressive cavalry unit. No one else can mount a horse or elk in this case, and your only cavalry are archers. So Thranduil is your only frontline cavalry, which makes him almost paramount to get in situations where you're fighting a lot of siege, which currently we're not. We're only fighting against one siege Rivendell catapult. Then he's got his shield wall, which surrounds him with units that protect him against cavalry, which is really good against Rohan, by the way.
Mordor orcs now hold the eastern shore of the
And that you get more palace guards when you have him domed in his armor from Galadriel. And he also gets extra armor from ranged attacks. So basically, he locks himself in, but he makes himself super hard to kill, which again is pretty much the opposite of what Celeborn does. Celeborn just gets a bunch of hero killing tools. Thranduil gets a bunch of army protecting tools. And then finally, the Feast of Mirkwood, which is like the Refuge in the Woods, like the well ability of the Wine Cellars. It is a heal. It will heal allies in a radius and give 30 command points, but will vanish instantly if enemies go nearby, but only one can be on the battlefield. So if you want to aggressively frontline something, you can. Terramancer's there, he's going to die now. We have 6,000 in the bank, we're just going to get a bunch of Galafrim. Upgrade the pantry as much as possible. Get longbows, get master blades. And once we have them, we can then get the palace guards.
Mordor orcs now hold the eastern shore of the
Yeah, while we're here, we are healing thanks to the blessed tree. Towards the tree has been blessed and allows wounded warriors to regain their full strength. Nearby allies will continuously regain health and replenish fallen soldiers. That is this is the only well ability that actually passively regenerates units. That has been technically removed as the base kit for wells. They don't passively regenerate your units anymore. You have to actually have the Blessing in the Woods to have that ability. No other ability except for heal for Imladris and the banner ability for Mordor actually replenish troops. Oh, and Gamling's replenish ability, but yeah, other than that, no replenish abilities. Okay, so now going back to Legolas. He has extra range, and then has extra weapon damage and armor, and can reveal hidden units. So you want to find Gollum? You can find Gollum. He then has Train Archers, which is exactly the same as it used to be, and Arrow Wind, exactly the same as it used to be. So Legolas has not really changed. Knife Fighter is what you get first, and Hawk Strike is at level 3. Hawk Strike is made like 10 times stronger when you have Galadriel on the field. So let's talk about everything that Galadriel can buff. Orphan and Rumil get Elven Armor, increases their defenses. Haldir, Blessed Arrow with more damage and a larger radius for Radiant Arrow, which is his
We have not had
ability here, which is enemy units cower in fear at shooting. So same as the Gold Arrow of yesteryear in vanilla. Celeborn, Lordly Armor that increases defenses and damage, makes him an even better hero killer, if not the best hero killer in the game, apart from Sauron when he's using his level 10 ability. Yeah, Thranduil, Royal Armor, an additional row of Palace Guards for his shield wall. Legolas, both the Galafrim that increases damage of Hawk Strike and Arrow Wind. It doesn't mention, but you also used to have to use this on Frodo and Sam when you got when you decided to get Frodo and Sam from the rejected form of the ring hero for Galadriel. That used to be a cool thing. We could reject the ring, give Sam the ability to spawn Malon trees, and Frodo would have the Vial of Galadriel. I think that's now just base. You don't have to pay the gifts to do that now. But also, Galadriel has Radiant Aid. Fully heal a unit and their abilities are just as used again, but they have to have the Blessing of Galadriel for you to use that ability. White Lady's Banishment throws enemies to the ground and robs them of leadership, and it also does the same for the heroes that are blessed with the gifts. So the sooner you get Galadriel out, the sooner she's buffing your units, the sooner she can the sooner she gives those awesome buffs to your unit, your heroes even. As soon as she gives those buffs to your heroes, the sooner they can become even more valuable through her. And that passes on to her rejected ring state. Although if you get Galadriel just to get the ring, she does lose the ability to give gifts. So yeah, use that only if you're only just getting Galadriel and you want it to be a powerhouse against a spam faction, maybe like Mordor. Fighting against Mordor, rejecting Galadriel is the choice of, is my choice of ring hero. Oh, the Fours of the Brewing then, defending a empty build plot. So valuable, so worthwhile. Oh yeah, with the Vault of the King you can use mobilization, which is a speed up of all your troops. Get warriors to protect the vaults, get archers to protect the troop chambers, and increase the production of wine cellars. So you could technically build Mirkwood outposts just to be making more money, which is not a bad choice of the Mirkwood outpost actually. Well, to be fair, you make enough money from everything else. You don't need to be wasting money on upgrades like that, unfortunately. It's 1,000 for an upgrade which you're not going to be wanting much of.
Never before have we clad strangers in the garb of our own people.
Oh look, a Linden Tower. Let's destroy it and build an Entmoot. Let's return it to nature's side. So yeah, currently this Mirkwood outpost is undefended. It has nothing to defend it. Captain the Watch and protect the borders will change that. Well, probably not against those Rivendell archers. They're a bit too far away.
Now hold the eastern
A
shore.
marble tree is under attack.
Going to build an Entmoot
8 that I fear, yet 9 there were.
and make my way over.
We can see the enemy.
And I can speed up that process using the mist, because that gives a 50% speed increase. Not very visible, yes, but it is a good speed increase when you want to be moving it faster, especially when you're a faction that has no access to cavalry, except for Stag Riders. Yeah, unfortunately, the best you get from Mirkwood archers are these guys, which, yes, they're good, because they have an ability where if they're stealth, they then knock down enemy units with their ability, but it's only a temporary knockback. It's not like it's great. Yeah, these are the Palace Guards protecting the Vault of the King, which do a considerable amount of damage to Rivendell units.
8 that I fear,
I'm quite
yet
impressed.
9 there were,
We come from Mirkwood.
Of course, it'd be more impressive if we were actually protecting this. Yeah, this is the new elite unit of Mirkwood. It has a protective form. The Palace Guard take their swords instead of their pikes, and form a protective formation to protect the heroes of Mirkwood. In this formation, they cannot be overridden. So, in their pike form, they're good against dealing damage to pikes, not pikes, cavalry. But when they're in their non-pike form, when they're in their sword form, they also can't get charged down by cavalry. Then they also get Protect the King. Nearby, when near Thranduil, Legolas, and Tauriel, they will receive damage and grant them a bonus set of armor. Protectors of the Royal Family are level 3. The attacks throw back enemy units in a small radius. And then finally, Heavy Armor. That just means they can't hide near trees because they're heavily armored. Unfortunately, not very impressive. Get Lady of Light because I prefer the Lady of Light form of Galadriel, because then she buffs all our units. Oh, those poor hobbits have been sent into a massacre.
Let them not rest.
Then we can also get the Galafrin March Wardens, which not
More
March
resources.
Wardens, the guards of Calas Galathorn,
9 there were, so thankfully.
which honestly I don't have a problem with, except for the fact that they're just like the Palace Guards. They're two smaller units. In a faction of Lothlorien, where all your other units are 10 in a unit, except for obviously minstrels, but we're not going to count them. Every other unit has 10 in the unit, except for your 2 elite units,
Never before.
which obviously makes sense.
Stay ready.
Garb of our own people.
But the fact that they're
We
also
offer foes from Lorien.
need to be classed as having heavy armor for one batch of them, the other one doesn't have heavy armor, makes them pretty weak, because you can use an Elven Cloak, which makes them invisible when standing still. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But then at level 3, they're knocked back enemy units. That's all they do. Other than that, they have slightly better range than normal elves because they come equipped straight away with longbows. But when you get longbows, your elf archers are just as good as the guards of Callus Galathon. But also Galafrim are 10 in a unit. If they're in melee, they can switch to their swords. And they have, yeah, I just prefer the basic units for... who should I give my stuff to? Legolas, I see you. Switch out your bow and get a better one. Look, his bow change. There we go. Doesn't actually give a boost to your other units, but, you know, it's cool. Oh, and yeah, the Lady of Light ability lasts at least 20 times longer than the other ability. I didn't even need Ents for this. That's how good Lothlorien can be when they find out that the sieging a faction doesn't have good base defenses. Which, by the way, Imladris does have great base defenses. They could have 2 floodgates, but obviously they didn't build them because it's not late enough in the game. So, yeah, they're dead. GG. Just before it ends, let's use an arrow storm. It's basically arrow volley, but it does less damage, and then anyone hit by arrows in the area takes more damage. And that works on heroes too, by the way. So you want to snipe heroes? Go ahead. Look at that. Unfortunately, yeah, Imladris is a bit disappointing to fight against because all their units are super expensive. But as I've shown many times already on the channel, that Imladris is a very strong faction when they build up properly. But we've built up faster, we just built up stronger, and then we won. Which is why, again, I don't go Lawmasters. Lawmasters, and look at the enemy's resources. The AI was constantly on a low. No other faction has this much of a problem with their economy. That just shows that the AI don't actually cheat as much in this mod as in other mods. But yeah, look at our economy. It was crazy. And then look at theirs. It just constantly stagnated. They were spending all their resources to build up an army, but then they kept sending him out one by one. Just kept dying. They couldn't do anything about it. Their unit cap never exceeded ours. There was one point when they had a lot of units, and then they all died. And yeah, that unfortunately just shows that Imladris is a overall weaker faction to play against. If you're trying to get into playing Brutals, I recommend playing Imladris, but don't wait forever. 30 minutes, I'd say, is where they start getting worse. But yeah, they built too many Lawmasters, and that's where it fell off for them. So yeah, that's what happens when you spam a